Good morning, my owlets. Yes, it's first thing in the morning here, and I'm doing a little bit different video today. So today I'm talking about my favorite books for journaling, referencing, and things that I'm currently going to read that referenced other things. But these are like, and I was at my bookcase because some of them actually sit with me at all times. I'm going to try to flip this over so you guys can see. And these are I have a lot of favorite books, but these are ones that I love to reference while I'm journaling. And so a few of these I do sit on my desk, and one in particular I'm looking at is just something that I plan on using this year. So I wanted to bring that out and show you guys. So let's get started. Okay, so I think the first book, which is all the rave, let me move these over. I'm going to put these beside me and then we'll grab them as we talk about them. Oh my goodness, they're so heavy. Okay. The Art of Memory Keeping. This one is put out by Martina Calvi. She's an Australian, and she actually came to New York and did a book release, and I think she did a couple other places, and I love, she's on TikTok, she's on Instagram, but I love her content, but her book is just so amazing. I do plan on reading that, and she's beautiful. There she is, and she loves little tiny things, and she's a trinket girl, and her book is just really really beautiful, and I love it. And you guys remember we did our little trinkets for Christmas, and we may do another one with Valentine's. I don't know, I haven't yet panned out everything I want to do for the Valentine's videos. But anyway, zines are in here. I really suggest buying this book because it has a lot of information in here. Like I said, I have not read a lot of it. I have read some excuse me, some of it, but it's a beautiful book. Look how cute. I just came across that page. Oh, there it is. I love this. She does carry stickers. She's a journaling girly. So yeah, I highly suggest this book. Again, it has a 15 scrapbook, collage, trinket, and zine projects for crafting treasured moments. So, and it's just a beautiful book to look at, and I love it. So this is one that I just purchased. I actually pre-ordered this before it came out, and I got it back in October, and so far I am loving it. And I have it on my bookshelf at all times right now because I do reference it. But I do want to go in and really read it instead of just looking at the pretty pictures and reading some of the different things, you know. But I do want to go through and read it cover to cover. So that is on my my book list. The second book is one that I actually found while I was digging around on my bookcase looking for these other ones that I'm going to show you that I reference a lot. But this is one that I love to reference too, and actually I'm going to put it back on my bookcase in my on my desk because I have a little shelf here that I keep my books on. But this is by Abby Sy. I used to be a Patreon of hers. I haven't been following her for a while. Sorry, Abby, but I love your book. It's really, really cute. It has just, look at these pictures. Oh my goodness. I know my friend Tammy loves her too. But anyway, documenting daily. I mean, just, again, filled with lots of information, especially if you're looking for things to journal about, things you can, different ways you can, she's an artist, so she draws a lot of her art as well. But I mean, a lot in her journals, and she does a lot of traveling. So, but yeah, but she has a great way of, again, if you're looking for ways to, different things to document. For example, here are examples of popular lists you can try, a currently list, things that you're doing currently, a gratitude list, a happy list, quote list, bucket list, favorites list, a to-do list. So, yeah, I really recommend this. As you can tell, I have been kind of tagging things. I will be, like I said, setting this back over here. I think I just moved it to my bookcase because I had all my pretties up here, but I've moved them since to another bookcase. So yeah, I love that book. I highly suggest that book too. Okay, these are a trio. I have discussed these several times. I love these books. This is my favorite author. As you can tell, I have all these places that when we go to England, we're going to visit the countryside, and these are all the places that I want to be able to go to. And Susan Branch is my ultimate favorite author, artist, everything. I have read this series several times. I've mentioned it several times in a lot of my social media and a lot of my actually here on YouTube. But basically, I highly suggest getting these books and read them in the order. They're her memoir, and this one is about her early life. And this is what I love about her books. They're not like, you know, where it's novel based, but she has all these pictures. She has her artwork. She has, I mean, look, just so much, so much. So yeah, I definitely am gonna, I think I'm gonna reread this again this year. I typically do try to, I think I am. I haven't read this one in a while, but isn't it cool? It's like a scrapbook. I love how she tells her story, and it's from her childhood to her life in California, and then after a breakup, she moves to Martha's Vineyard. And when I finished reading this book, and I've said this before, I actually hugged it. I absolutely love this book. This is how she talks about her dream of becoming an artist, and she created a cookbook. That was her first book. And then like I said, this is just I just love this. This is what encourages me to really journal, and to keep a journal, is that your story is important, that nobody else has these stories. And she journaled. I think there's actually a picture of all her journals in here somewhere. But look at all this artwork. I just love it. I love that it's handwritten in her handwriting. It's just amazing. It is truly. Let's see if I can find it. I know there's a picture of where she has all her journals in here. But I love Susan Branch. I absolutely, she's my heroine. So yeah, that tells you. And she finds love again. So I love this one. And then this one is a fine romance. This is where she and her her husband go to England, and they visit all the places, and she basically takes her journal with her, and she documents it, and then she comes back and writes this most beautiful, amazing book that you'll ever read about the English countryside and their trip. And yeah, as you can see, I have all these places tagged because these are places I want to go visit and see, and basically follow her lead, you know, because she does all the work for you if you're interested in going to the English countryside. So I need to add this to my dream journal. I know one of you guys have asked about my dream journal, and I have not played in it, and there's a couple places I need to add in it. So yeah, love those books. I do think I'm going to start reading them again. Okay, moving on still to Susan Branch. This is also one of my favorite books. I've mentioned this before. I absolutely love it. I reference this all the time, and it inspires me on a daily basis because I do reference it all the time, and I will use it like to write quotes. She loves quotes herself. It got her through many, many times in her life, she said, and this book is full of amazing, beautiful quotes by amazing, beautiful people, including herself, and I love it. And what's really, really so cool, so I'm a quote girl too. I love adding quotes to my journal, or just in general to help me, you know, it inspires me. That's one of the reasons that I loved her book, is that she'll have quotes and songs and things throughout her journal. And but she has different concepts, different quotes that go with different things in your life. Like, for example, secrets of life and inspiration, quotes about quiet, happiness, women, friendship, beauty, clothes, and style, finding your dreams, which she's a huge advocate for following your dreams, you know, and really listening to your inner heart, inner soul, inner voice to tell you, you know, what your meaning is here on earth. And I really truly believe that, you know, if you stop and listen. That's how, in one of her books, she was saying that she was meditating, and that was one of the things that came to her, was to write a cookbook, and that's how it all started. Oh, just love it. I love it. I love it. Creativity, diaries, and journaling, which is so cute. I love that. Books and reading, fairy tales, which of course, you know, we all love our fairy tales. Writings and writers, letters, love, dark clouds, breaking up, sadness, broken hearts, the American dream, courage, and faith. I know that she did mention that she's also, this is book 1 of a 2-book of quotes, so I'm sure she's working on her other one. But I truly love it. I love it that it includes artwork and all kind of things in here. Look at the diary page, you guys. So this is definitely inspiring for writing and keeping a journal. Okay, so this is one also. Once I read the Susan Branch books, I went and Googled what other books. And as you can see, I keep this book out at all times because I reference it pretty much once a month. I read through the pages. This was one that I said books like, and this came up. Like books like Susan Branch after I read her memoir. And this is actually written by Vivian Swift. And it is a memoir, and basically she traveled all over. She was a real traveler, and she's also an artist. But what I really, really, really love about this book is that it's done in January. So again, it's about keeping a journal. In January, for example. So I read January, and it has her artwork, like Winter Mine. Now she was up in the up by New Jersey, I think, when she wrote this book. So she experienced real winters. Unlike here, for me, in here in Texas, I mean, we've been in the 40s and 30s, which I absolutely love, because to me, I love winter. But we will we'll warm up to like the 60s next week. I mean, you know, so we don't really have like this cold snow on the ground for weeks on end. It just doesn't happen around here. At least in my part of Texas, it does not. But, oh, Long Island, there she is, Long Island Sound. That's where she's from. So she does a lot of walking. She does a lot of artwork. It has little smidgets from her journal. But this is basically where she went from traveling the world to, it says, a traveler's journal of staying put. And she has different inserts from her journal in there. And it says how to wintersize your mind. You know, basically, because I think people I can see where people would get depressed during this winter, because if you don't see the sun, or you know, it's cold and you don't get to go outside as much. But I don't know, again, because we live in a different climate than these really, really frigid environments here. So, but all the lost mittens she painted, she said it's so cute because like, her mittens, she would find mittens along the way, and I think she said she would hang them up in her house because so many kids lose their mittens. Sounds like kittens, doesn't, when they lose their mittens. Or no, they get them dirty. That's what it is. But anyway, I just love this book. I highly suggest it. And then what I'll do is in February, I'll come in. I think this is February. Here we go. February, I always pull it out and I reread it again. So I've been doing this probably for about, I don't know, 3 years, 4 years, maybe 3 years, and I'll reread it again on her take on February. So anyway, I just love it. I suggest it. It's a good one. It sits on my shelf to read. Okay, now these are the two that I haven't quite really been involved in, but I brought them out of my bookcase this year. I don't know why my sticker book was on my bookcase, but like I said, I probably was putting all the books away. And these are ones that I ordered a while back. They're real flowers. They're stickers. Sometimes some of these stickers don't really stick that well, so I have to use glue, but they are beautiful, and I plan on using them a lot in my journal this year. So, and I know that this brand has a lot of different types of stickers, but I bought all the Botamus stickers. I hope I said that right. But they're all flowers and plants, all plants and bugs and things like that. So yeah, so I brought this one out to put on my shelf. This is a book I started reading, and I figured out that when I read it, to me, it's not going to be just a novel type read. It's a learning read for me. And I think this was suggested by, oh, I cannot remember her name. I took a class by her. But this is Vera Bradley's story. And it really helps for creatives, creative businesses, and how they got started and things to do, and basically a mindset on when you have your creative business. So I feel like I need to have a pen and paper when I read this book. So I kind of put it back on the shelf, and I'm like, I'm going to have to read it when I have a little bit more time. So this year I'm going to take the time and really read it. So I'll keep you guys posted. See, now I'm committed to reading the book. Yeah, I'm excited about it. But again, when I was reading it, I'm like, oh, I want to remember that. I want to remember that. I think I got this far, but I was like, this is one of those books that I need to have my pen and paper and jot notes, you know, as I go. So if you're a creative, I think this would be a really good book to read as well. So yeah, so I wanted to share some books with you guys. Again, things that keep me motivated, things that encourage me, and things that give me ideas for journaling. And so I hope you guys found it useful as well. And that concludes this video. So I will see y'all in my next one. Have a super sparkly day. Bye-bye.